Oh shit. Oh shit. Crap, I'm gonna be late.
Welcome to 10Drilz Podcast.
We got a special guest tonight.
Dude, I'm just
Yeah,
chilling.
boy.
What? Who's in the house? That's chill. I'm just sitting by myself. Hell yeah. Man, what's up, dude, bro?
Testing. Yeah.
Recording, everything's good. My level's good.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, baby. Let's go.
Spark it.
What's up? I'm Abdiel.
I'm Andreas, and this is
Puff
Puff
Podcast.
We're with Brendan today. I feel like better known as 10Drilz. Starting to build a name for yourself.
And if you don't know the name and you've heard our podcast, and you've heard of 10Drilz, because he made that awesome intro for us.
Yeah.
And bro, I'm telling you, without that intro, like this
Yeah.
wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, that's just perfect.
I've just been like putting it into everything we've been making, like, and all the little snippets we put it out. And in my mind, it's just like every time I hear it, it kicks on. I like get the Puff Podcast vibe, man. Like,
Oh yeah.
I remember I got the video, bro. I hope I can find it, where he played it for me for the first time, and I was just like, ooh, this is it, bro. Like the reggae vibes, the bass, and then you
Yeah.
still did your thing with the techno and the DJing style. Like, how did you come up with it, bro? Like,
Honestly, Andreas asked me, and he's like, "I don't have any visuals. Like that's how it always goes. Like no visuals, just have to come up with something." Honestly, bro, like just from the stress, and just like I just started working on it immediately. And I think I f***ed up one journey, and then got this. This is the second one because I think it's titled 2 because I recently had to change it up. But dog, I don't know. I just started making it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's just perfect."
yeah,
Like, I don't even-
I feel like that's a funny thing about the relationship. Like, I'm the artist, and I'm always like asking you for music without any visuals, and it's like that's my thing. I make the visuals,
so stressful.
but dude, it works out, and like
Sometimes it works out.
I don't know, it's worked out.
so let me start like from the beginning. I heard you say "journ," and is that like a Maryland thing? Because I know you're from Maryland, bro. I was asking Andreas
You
about
didn't know
this
if you were like
recently.
trying to say joint or what.
Yeah, nah, it's not like, dude, it's not joint, but yeah, it's like churn, you know?
And so that's like what is that? Is that like a northeastern?
No, dude, that's like, I guess that's like Baltimore, DC, you know what I'm saying?
And you're still out there right now?
Huh?
You're still out there right now
Out where?
in Baltimore?
Nah, I'm in Montgomery Village.
Oh, okay. I don't know where is that in
Montgomery
Maryland?
Village, dog, that's like, I don't know, near Rockville. It's in Maryland, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, so we were like both in totally different parts of Maryland, but we went to college together, and like, I like skated in your spot. I think you had a spot, and I came to your spot one day.
That's how y'all met?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Dude, I would go to this spot all the time, bro. Nobody would ever be there.
So it's like, this dude is here. Like, this guy has got to be cool. Yeah,
I
yeah.
pulled up and I'm like, all right, man. I mean, let's see what's good. But then he was good at skating, so then at that point, like, it was straight. It was all good.
It's like, all right, we got to play skate.
And y'all immediately got along. Like, the reason I ask is I've never been Northeast, bro. Like, I'm from the South and Puerto Rico. That's it. So I don't know what it's like up there. Is it living up there cause like many influences, or you know what I'm saying, because every region has their own style. Is that kind of some, I don't know. Well, I don't know what Baltimore style is.
Yeah.
It's gritty, dude. It's just like gritty, you know what I mean? Baltimore's gritty, you know what I mean? It's just like dark, you know what I'm saying, heavy stuff. So I think like definitely going to school up there and stuff like that, like definitely influenced my music and stuff, you know?
Oh yeah, bro. I like that gritty.
Yeah.
Like, that's the
No,
kind of
for
music
sure.
I fuck with. Like grimy, grimy. You know, that underground
There's
type.
so much darkness to like your music, and just feel the energy from it.
Yeah.
Like, did that start? What started that?
Oh man, my friend Scott Wrigley, he's gonna be like a Green Beret right now. He's training to be a Green Beret, but he showed me Bass Nectar's Lights, the remix joint.
Yeah.
With Lee Golden. You ever heard of that joint?
No.
No? Oh, it's fire. But he showed it to me, and I'm like, yo, man, anyone can make this shit. Like, this is not, like, hard, like, blah, blah. And then he was like, all right, so do it. And he had GarageBand, and, like, from there, bro, I've been trying to make this shit. You know what I mean? Like, still garbage, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, no, bro. It ain't garbage, bro. It ain't garbage, bro.
But nah, dude, like, what, like 10 years later? You know what I'm saying?
Dang, 10 years of work?
Yeah, dude. I mean, like,
That's
the first
the grind,
5.
bro. That's the grind.
The first 5, I would say, is, like, just practicing, you know what I mean? Like, getting good with, like, the program and shit. Just being able to, like, flow with it. But, I mean, dude, it's been, like, the program's open every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just open every day, bro. It has to.
It's just like,
Oh my god.
get home, boop, 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 and it's on, bro.
I mean, I know that. Like, I remember when we like first started working on stuff together, and you were just like, because I would always be asking you for beats and stuff, and you just gave me a file of just like miscellaneous shit, just ridiculous folders on folders, and just folders in the folders of. It's just so much stuff.
Yeah, bro. If I can show you the list of tracks that are just like either practice turns or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could have like complete ups, but at least like one might bang. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
How many tracks do you make a day or a week? Or... Cause you say it's open every day. I imagine it's just.
yeah, but I mean, like, there's parts where it's like you compose, but then like there's a lot of it that's like mixing down, mastering, like the work side of things. You know what I mean? I don't know. Mixing down is like work to me. You know, it's like the little itty bitty stuff that makes up the track. You know.
See that. I don't though, cause I don't know how to play any instrument, bro. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know, I'm not music. Obviously, like listening to music, you start to pick up the rhythms and tones of different styles.
Yeah.
But in like musicians and people that know music, they can immediately just pick up the beat. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean.
So what do you mean by the little things, bro? Like, I just hear a song and I like it. I'm just like, this is fire, bro. Like,
Yeah. All right. Well, basically, like the way I make it is like all on the computer and shit, you know, and you like pick your sounds basically, like either samples or like plugins that like generate other sounds or whatever. So then you arrange it into, I guess, music. You know, it's definitely music, but like a lot of pop shit is made like pretty much on a computer. You know, minus the vocals.
yeah, bro. You can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, like real instrument playing, and then there's like stuff like this, you know. Same with like scoring film, you know. That's all pretty much on the computer.
Oh, dude, that crap. I saw a video on like sound mixing, and
Yeah.
that crap is insane. It's insane. Just every little detail.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of work, you know. I mean, like you gotta put a lot of time into it, and like people who do it well, like you gotta, you know, pay respects because this shit's hard. Like I said, like I was like hating on it, bro. I was like, anyone can do this shit. It's like, nah, that's not true.
Like I had a professor, bro, an audio professor. Shout out to Professor Ellison.
Oh shit. Who
It's
shouting
been
out?
so long, bro. But he would tell our class, because we were video students, but we would take his audio class, and he would tell us like audio is, you can have bad audio, the greatest video, but if the audio sucks, no one's gonna watch it. But the
Yeah.
opposite happens, right? You got a good audio, but it's like looks like Minecraft. Like, you know, I'll stick
This
around.
is so
still.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Is that something like that kind of made you want to do it more? That fact that it's like, even though people don't really recognize it, it's definitely probably the most important aspect in terms of any video type of projects.
Yeah. No, I mean quality for sure. Like I'm always on Andreas, bro. Quality. It's all about the, you know,
Yeah.
has to be good quality. I mean, I don't particularly think mine's like super great yet. You know, I think that's like what's fun about it. Like there's always room to like get better and shit. You know,
Yeah.
and like exciting to like keep progressing. You know, so that shit's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a lifelong journey. Like,
No,
Like
that's
it's
all
it's
art.
entertaining. Like the process is fun. It's just like art, you know.
Yeah.
Like just process of making it is like a lot of fun. You know, you're just going, you're creating, and it could be whatever, and then you come up with something, and then it's like, oh, that's tight, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you gotta make it sound good. Gotta make it, you know, like sonically, like really good. You know, gotta mix that shit.
No, because if the beats, you know, you had a couple beats. Don't remember the name of the tracks. One's Drip. Well, I forget the other names, but you know, I appreciate you, bro. Like those were so perfect. They
all
matched.
stuff in the snowboard video.
Yeah, the Corona Snow. If y'all haven't seen it, check out YouTube. 10Drilz produced all the music. Graphics by this dude right here. It's like we're working for y'all, man, doing things to help y'all out and, you know, entertain y'all. But man, that music hit, bro. Like, it was so. And it was crazy because Andrew was like, "Oh, these are he ain't gonna use these." And I'm like, "Okay, these are fire." Like,
yeah, dude, that's the wildest part because like, I just have this like collection of all your beats, and you're like, "Nah, like I don't with any of these," and like,
nah, they're just so old, bro. It's like there's so many more past it that it's just like they would just be sitting there collecting dust. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
it's wild because they're like. They're dope to me. Like they're so many different. They're all fucking different. And, yeah.
Like there's some cool ideas in there for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
but
true.
like you know, otherwise they would just be sitting there. So like if you're gonna use it, like
yeah,
you know, I don't care.
That's what's crazy, bro. Is the fact that there's songs, you know, or tracks that you're like, I'm good, and they're fire. Like I mean, they're perfect, right? For what I'm like, man, I can't. I mean, imagine what he has that he's thinking there. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot on the desktop, man. You know what I mean? But you know, slowly but surely, I'm getting them all out. Like I'm gonna be putting a lot of that shit out. Like at least some of the good stuff. You know, this compilation coming up, this journey is gonna have like beats and like a collection of all sorts of different shit, really.
Dude, yeah. Just like when you came to me with the name of this, that just got me so excited about it.
Hell yeah,
yeah, dude, I think I was in class, bro. That name just came to me, and I was just like, "Oh, that's perfect, man." I gotta remember that.
It's too good.
So I have a question, like, since you know you're dropping an EP, correct?
Yeah.
I would consider it an EP.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
You said, I don't know. You said compilations. I want to be sure.
Oh, that's after the EP, but yeah.
Okay. How do you? What's your process in picking like the right? You know, the songs that you think are the perfect ones and the order and everything.
I
always wonder how do artists do that? How do they pick the order of their albums?
This time, like, I didn't think of the order too much. I kind of was like, the first two songs I thought were like the heaviest in my opinion, and then kind of like a break in the middle, and then finish it off with like whatever. I don't know. Most people I feel like don't even get to like song number 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, well, I'll try to put heavier stuff in the front. But other than that, like it was, you know, just like heavy, kind of like chillish, and then like heavy, and then like a trap turn. But all these songs are like years. I made them years ago, you know. So like I have to catch up to shit I'm making now. That's the thing, you know what I mean? So like
How many years?
2 years. The songs that are coming out now are at least 2 years old.
Bro,
like for sure.
In music, that's 2 years is a long time.
Yeah, like I don't expect them to really do much, you know, and that's cool because like the stuff now is wild. But like I would still like to put these out, you know. Yeah. And it's like I made them 2 years ago, and I know a lot more now. So it's like to mix them, you know. It's like it's a little bit of a bitch, you know what I mean? Yeah. So just like do the best you can, put it out like whatever, and just like have a progression, you know?
Yeah.
Is it like, would you want it to be more so where you're like making stuff and it's getting putting out right away, or do you feel like you need like the time in between?
Nah, because that's not even how it is in like the real world. Like the record labels and all that shit. Oh my god, they hold on to stuff for days, dude. Yeah. The shit here is not like done right there usually. You know what I mean? Oh, no, if you're like a major record label, like you're not doing something that day and putting it out probably. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything you do
is a whole process, bro.
everything you do is like all money. So it's just like, yeah. But
do you think like you need a weight on it though, or like do you feel like you could just like get to the point where you're just putting stuff out?
Nah, I would still wait on stuff. Like always have a backlog, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless I was doing it. Yeah, I don't know, because some days you really don't feel like making shit. You know, I could like work on stuff, or I could be creative. You know, and some days you're not feeling it. You know.
Wait, so what motivates you to kind of keep going? Because I feel that shit, like not wanting to some days to do any of it. I just want to break.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, shit, just getting better. Like, just always want to get better. Like, be the best I can. Like, that's it, really. Like, why not? Like, there's no excuse, really. Like, sometimes, like, don't get me wrong. I f*** off sometimes. You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, you need to, like...
Dude, you need a mental break. Like, you can't, like, hate yourself for that. Like, but you should try, like, definitely spend a little bit of time. Whatever you love doing, you know, you should spend a little, like, skating, you know. I get, like, an hour in, you know what I mean?
Totally.
But that hour, you know, 5 hours a week?
Like,
just keeping up with
yeah,
it.
right.
At least.
Exactly. Adds up slowly, but, you know.
Yeah.
I say 5 hours, you take 2 days off, but
Yeah.
shit, you can do it every day.
Yeah, I'm skating every day.
Yeah,
Dude.
that's
Like,
usually how it goes. Like 5 days on, like chilling on the weekends. Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, so you said skate. What's some other stuff you do to, like, to let off steam, I guess?
Between skating and making music, bro, that's straight. Playing video games sometimes, you know, not a lot, but skating's good.
Yeah.
Like, you get a good skating, like, you're pretty much good for the day. You know what I mean? But I used to go to the gym too. That's been kind of up, so I don't know when that's going back.
So having to stay at home, is that kind of like, is that, because I see, bro, this dude has been going to work, bro,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and staying at home has made you like just, well, I'm just gonna go straight into the computer and get this music out there.
Man, I've had to work this whole time, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You never were like took off or anything. Like they never shut it down. Yeah.
Or where do you, like, what do you do?
I'm a for like the around here.
Oh, nice.
So like during the day, like I'll drive around like wherever they dig holes and shit, like on my and then they'll come and like someone will come and pave it up. So it's pretty chill, dude. But yeah, after that I get to come home and make music, and it's like it works out pretty well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got it set up. I'm jealous. Like you off early shit, and you'll be skating. Like send me pictures and videos and shit. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I don't know if we should include that. Like, I feel so sketched. Like, nobody would ever see that shit, but, dude, what if someone found out? Then I would never be able to. So maybe cut that term. But for real, like,
Hell
yeah, yeah, between you and me, like, leaving early, dog, that shit is cake, dog. I'm home before that shit is great. You know what I'm saying?
You go in early as hell, though.
Well, I go in, like, I'm there at 7, but, like, the workload is not like the hardest, so like you can keep your shit up, and like realistically, if you get the job done, like no one's looking for you for the most part. So like,
yes.
And if they need to get a hold of me, like they can call me or whatever, and I can like. But dude, yeah, I have a lot of time, so like I'll skate for an hour, and then like it'll be like 9, 10, sometimes 11, 12, and then I got the whole day. So.
Dude, so wait,
That's
what's up
crazy,
with this
bro.
skate spot? Because this thing looks
Oh
awesome.
my god, dude. It's perfect, man. It's like a skate park right behind the house. It's been evolving, really. It started off as one thing, and then it's
So just like a giant, like abandoned, like what? Do you know what it was before?
Yeah, it was a golf
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's been putting this together?
Huh?
Who's been putting it together?
Me and these other guys. Dude, it was crazy. Like, one day, I was just walking with my girl, and so, alright, behind the house is the abandoned golf course, and, so, like, I skated that day, and all of a sudden, there was a rail built, dude. Just one day, there was just, like, made out of cinder blocks. I'm like, yo, what? Like, someone who skates clearly built this.
Yeah. Like, you'd been skating there, and you'd never seen anyone else skate there.
Yeah, dude, for like
And then
a year.
the rail just pops up.
Popped up.
Like, what is this?
It was because of this quarantine shit too. I guess the dudes got kind of like laid off or whatever, so they decided to build a park like right where I skate. And I'm like, oh, that's so sick. So anyway, I was walking with my girl, and like they were around it, and I didn't know. And I was like, yo, did you guys build this? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, oh my god, no way. But they were just some random dudes. But like we skate like sometimes like on weekends and shit. They'll be there late as. They're probably there right now, to be honest with you.
That's crazy, bro.
We got like a little fire spot. Like it's a whole skate park, dude. There's like tons of obstacles and shit, dude.
So like they're making like actual
like
ramps and
concrete, just like bringing bags of concrete and shit.
Oh
out
my
there.
god, dude! We have this wooden like A-frame, and that goes up into like basically a quarter pipe for the most part.
What's
So
an
it's
A-frame?
it's like an A-frame of wood, so you can go up and over, and then it has like a bank. Like
Yeah.
it's so much fun. Yeah, dude, it's so much fun, bro.
that's
You can
insane.
air over the A-frame and like go up, go back down, come back around. Like it's so much fun.
It's sick. It's
It's like, dude, it's like a 4-second walk, bro. I'm not even. It takes no time. Like right down.
That's the best thing, right? Man, Andreas be out there like all the time just skateboarding.
Dude, having the park like near you is just the biggest blessing in the world.
The best. And honestly, I was thinking about this spot. Like, I was thinking it would be perfect for a DIY spot. And then all of a sudden, these dudes started making shit. I was like, that's amazing.
Hell yeah.
So happy, bro. Like, could not be happier, bro. I was like, yo, I'll throw in money, like, whatever the fuck. Dog. I don't care, dog. Let's make it
He's
happen.
like, please, here, please.
It's so much fun, bro.
Yeah, you gotta like, I don't know. Do you think they'd ever like renovate that shit or what?
I'm hoping because the virus has slowed everything down. I mean, I think it's possible, but like honestly, like I keep saying, like we should do something. Like we should petition to keep the spot there or something. I don't know.
Hell yeah, dude, you gotta start that shit.
I don't know, man. I think we gotta do something, man, because I'm gonna be so sad.
I mean, your neighborhood has a lot of skateboarders, right?
I don't know. Like I know in my immediate neighborhood, these guys are from like a couple minutes down the street. They're not actually in the neighborhood. You know, maybe like 10 minutes, 15 minutes down the way. So the only people I know are like these two younger kids. They skate, but I don't know if there's a lot more. I haven't met them, but there's two that I know of. But these guys have a bunch of friends, and sometimes like Friday nights and shit, dude, it's like 15 people. You know what I'm saying, dude? The other day there was like 6 or 7 people skating at once, dude. It was nuts.
Bro, like, y'all gotta try to keep that, man. 15 don't
Oh.
sound like a lot, but you know, in a skate park, that is a lot.
Yeah.
Because you need room to move. So,
Dude, you gotta get out there and start like doing some sets in the park.
I know, dude. Honestly though, like I was happy. They just had like a mani pad out there, right? One day someone made a mani pad, and I never knew who did it, but it was the same guys. And like first, it was just concrete, and then like just like a piece of wood on some cinder blocks. That's all it was. And I was like, dude, this is straight. Like I'll with this for a while. Like I got fun. Like this is
bunch
fun.
of manny tricks.
Yeah, love doing mani tricks. Are you kidding me? And then like for a longest time it was just that, and then all of a sudden they started building that other shit, and it was so much fun. Yeah, that shit's a blessing for sure. God damn, so much fun.
so skateboarding is like huge. Like, y'all met, right?
Dude,
Through
yeah.
skateboarding.
Yeah, so like, okay, so
What's some of the craziest experiences y'all
wait.
had?
So do you know what skate is? The game Skate?
Yeah, with the fake board.
No, bro. So he's into basketball.
Oh, it's like tricks.
It's like horse.
You miss a trick, you get the S.
Yeah, like
Okay,
that's
okay.
like, I feel like what our relationship was built off of. Like we just played skate.
So
Like,
whoever does a kick flip it, oh, you didn't land it.
yeah.
Oh,
He
you
whips
get the
my
S.
ass like almost all the time, but there's sometimes like I can get him. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I can beat him.
Yeah.
But like usually he's like Yeah, some shit that I just can't do. You got a lot of like good spin moves.
Yeah, we have just like different shit because like you have all the
I have some weird ones.
you have some weird ones where you do the sex changes or like I know you got me on like a kickflip sex change, so like the board flips and like his body spins.
You call it a what change?
Sex change.
That's
What do you
I
mean?
like.
That's the name of the trick.
So
Like
when you flip the board, and
no. So sex change is just like you ride and jump up and stand the opposite way.
with the board.
No, just you. The board keeps going the same way.
Yeah.
You just jump
And
in
you
the
sex
air.
change. You make a sex change. Yeah. Yeah.
Whoever came up with that is goofy.
I mean, dude,
It's
skating is
funny, bro.
goofy. It's
Yeah.
so f***ing awesome.
But that's why, bro. Like, I've told you, bro. Like middle school, most of the buddies I had were skateboarders. I never
Yeah.
got into it, but just the vibe, bro. Even now, when I go to skate parks, the vibe is just like we don't care who you are, as long as you just cool, chill, and doing your thing. Like
Yeah.
nobody bothers you. And the style, bro, the swag, like.
Yeah.
Is that like a big thing for you, like influence on your music too, like the skateboarding?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Like, I grew up, like, from middle school, bro, f***ing skating, like, being influenced by that. Like, the style is always cooler than everything else. Like, like, real skaters who have, like, the nicest flows, the craziest shit. And, like, I kind of understand how they feel because I can do some stuff, like, you know, big stairs or whatever, you know, like, the feeling of that shit is insane, but you know that whole world definitely influenced my. Well, also that music, that style of music, influenced my music. You know, because I listened to all that shit, Tony Hawk, all that shit. You know,
Like the games.
but yeah,
Yeah, those soundtracks were the best, bro.
best. But nah, I have like a large music background like influence, you know, like shit like that I've heard and stuff, you know, that go like decades back, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Do you feel like right now is your music like? Could you pinpoint it to any like artists or genres, or is it just totally your own thing?
yeah, I mean honestly, like it's kind of like this hybrid style, just of like dubstep and trap, and just kind of like my own take on stuff, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what you would call it, really. I definitely have, like, there's beats, you know, and then there's, like, dubstep tracks and trap tracks, you know.
Yeah, and I know because dude, it's like so much, and you have like the EDM and the psych, some like stuff. Just it's all over the place. It's cool.
Yeah, so whoever with it, you know what I mean, that's tight. You know, that's cool.
Oh yeah.
Wait, so what? So name some artists that you, because you said you got a bunch of artists you, and you said the skateboard music. So what do you mean, like?
Just like punk rock, you know what I'm saying? But like I listen to a lot of metal, you know, like that. I don't really listen to EDM. Like I see what's up, like current, and you know, like what the top artists, I guess, are doing. You know what I'm saying? And like if I with, like I see what they're doing, and then you know what I mean. Like I just try and make shit. Like it's fun, you know. And then but I listen to metal. You know what I'm saying? Like my parents listen to punk rock and shit, you know, so I grew up listening to all that, you know, and my dad, like, he plays the bass, so he likes, like, Motown, like, all sorts of different shit, you know. He'll listen to anything, dude, like, he'll listen to all sorts of shit, so he just had tons of CDs growing up, man, so I would just listen to rock, you know what I'm saying, his favorite band's Rush, you know what I'm saying, but he'll listen to all sorts of different shit, he'll listen to old school rap, you know. So, you know, I like hear that shit, you know, because he plays in the car, you know what I'm saying? He has CDs laying around. So, I don't know, man. I just try to make some stuff that sounds cool, you know, like, I try to maybe, like, tap into some of that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But more and more I listen to metal, you know, so there's a lot of that I'm trying to, like, emulate in kind of, like, electronic sound, you know?
Like to match that like metal energy. Just,
Yeah.
you know, just
Yeah.
like,
'Cause that's kind of
high
cool,
ass energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you could play it in the club or some shit. I don't know. There's some of the newer tracks, like I was playing in the DJ lineup with my man Hussein, and it f***ing works. So some of the newer stuff's pretty good. So, you know, I can always play that shit at shows. You know, people will just never know when it comes out. So that's that's tight.
Wait, so have you done shows?
I've done like one show. I was supposed to go on this tour, but it never happened.
Damn, dude, I was so bummed about that.
Yeah, I know, dude. Yeah, he just wasn't so. He just didn't have it really figured out, I guess. So basically, didn't have people. He had like nobody coming to the show, so he was like, "We're gonna bail." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Where were you guys? Where were you gonna tour?
Oh my god, dude! We were supposed to go like all over the U.S., like up into Canada a little bit. It was gonna be for a whole month. It was gonna be nuts, dude.
Yeah.
It was gonna be nuts. I got like all sorts of shit ready, merch, all this stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of money on it, but like honestly, the same shit happened to artists during this coronavirus show. So I'm like, it, bro. I understand with it. Like people had to cancel tours and shit. I'm like, been there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get it.
For real. Dude, I got one of the tour shirts up in my room. Like, I feel like, dude, honestly, it's kind of epic because you're going to have these tour shirts and you're going to be like, this is where it started, man. Like, I had this whole tour planned out and didn't even go through.
You should grab it, bro.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. we'll come back, bro. We'll come back. We're going to go break and then we'll kind of talk about your... Because we've been talking... Bro, shit is fire, bro.
Yeah.
Shit is fire, bro. Like, so I'm ready to talk about, bro. Like,
yeah. No,
yeah.
I'll go get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. After these short messages. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Puff Puff Podcast. We just wanted to give a shout out to our awesome sponsors. Yo, we just wanted to say thanks for tuning in to another one of our episodes of Puff Puff Podcast.
Appreciate y'all. For real. You guys I love every single one of you 20 people. But we're
doing
gonna
this
grow.
for you.
We're gonna grow because of y'all.
You gotta help us grow. Leave a review. Let us know how we're doing. That would mean the world to us.
Yeah. Tell your mama, tell your sister, your brother, your friend. I mean, whoever you know. And if you liked it, they might like it. Hey, share it. Because we got something to say.
Hey, you need a light?
Hold up, bro. Aren't we supposed to be recording this episode? We need to get back, bro.
Oh, shit, we got a podcast to record. Let's go.
Alright, so we were talking about a shirt from tour.
I got the shirt.
10Drilz.
Hell yeah.
Also something Andreas designed, of course, you know what I'm saying? Like, only person who's done artwork, Andreas. That's also been the best thing, like the whole skating. I was like, oh, what do you do? And it just seemed like he did the same shit, but with art. And I was just like, bet, I get it. That's perfect, you know what I'm saying? Plus, like, I could always use graphics. And he was like, yeah, I do graphics. I'm like, all right, bet. Plus, he's been, like, getting way better since college, too. Like, at least with digital stuff. Like, the art stuff's always been there, Like, your shit's really good. Fire, dude.
Dude, I appreciate it, man. I've been working at it, but that's been the coolest thing. Just this whole connection, and then no deal. Like, we got the music, we got the graphics, and we got the video.
Bro, we're like the Migos of creativity right now, bro.
I'm saying.
Connecting dots and layering it all on top of each other.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
Yeah.
So before we get into the album, how'd you come up with the name 10Drilz? I forgot to ask you, bro.
Oh, I don't know, man. I have, like, on my phone, I have this huge list of names, bro. Like, started with one thing, and then, like, I would just think of all sorts of names, and then finally, I don't know, it just got to 10Drilz, I guess, and it was like, at that point, I guess, like, everyone in the crew was like, all right, yeah, let's stick with one. I don't know, I changed my name, like, 2 or 3 times, really, over the whole process of making music, but, yeah, dude. Just a long ass list. I've just thought of names over time.
Yeah. You remember the moment when like 10Drilz hit and you're like, oh yeah.
Nah, but like one important thing about 10Drilz is like, it's organic, you know what I'm saying? It's part of Earth, it's a plant that like extends out, you know what I'm saying? So like all in all it has a good meaning, it has a good intention behind it, you know what I'm saying? It's organic. Like I'm just sitting here and like usually I'm thinking of stuff, putting it down, and that's it. Like, nothing no motivation, like no money motivation attached to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's basically art with music on a computer. You know what I'm saying? Without having to play instruments and stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I treat it. You know, and so I guess we just stuck with that name. You know what I'm saying? So just stuck.
No, dude, it fits and like yeah.
I remember I was like 10Drilz. Like I don't remember what you told me, but it's like, this is a good name. Like
Thanks, man.
for the type of music you make, it's definitely like it's 10Drilz.
Yeah.
Like
Do you know what a 10Drill is?
you had told me it's something with the ear or
No,
flower or something.
No, it's like a vine or like
A vine,
It
okay.
comes off vines and it's like the
So, like
twirl.
it bends off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
It's
it's
like
a play
all
on
the-
words, too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
what about the vine that?
That's the organic, you know what I'm saying? That's the part of nature, you know what I'm saying?
Ah, okay.
Turns out, like, if I can use my music, if I ever get big enough and I can somehow do good with my music, you know what I'm saying? That's the goal. Like, make people happy, of course, like, that's obviously number one, but then, like, two would be, like, help people out and shit.
Mm.
Like, if I could ever be, like, some type of influencer or whatever, not, like, an influencer, but, like, you know what I'm saying? If I ever get big enough to where, like, I could do something different, like, and help people out, that would be great. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man.
I feel like that's what music's about. Like, that's how you should approach music. You know, like, a lot of people get swayed with the money and shit.
100,
So working this job, like, is super nice because I can do that and I can, like, not have to worry about money for making money for me. You know, making music for money.
Yeah. You're just making music to make music.
Yeah, because, like, I had a homie who was like, yeah, like, it's not even fun anymore. And it's like, he's like, I haven't made a track for fun in a long time. I'm like, well, that sucks. Because every time I sit down, it's just like, whatever I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No rules. Like, I can have fun. You know? It's like, that's ridiculous.
Oh, I feel you, bro.
Fuck that.
How far do you like? Cause you say you say that you have some more work to do. Like how far do you think you're off from that moment? If that makes
What, you mean,
sense.
like,
To
caught
like,
up?
yeah, like to feel like, man, I'm doing this thing.
I mean, like, I don't know, maybe in the next, like, after this next compilation, maybe after another few things, like, I'll feel like I'm caught up. But I could DJ. So if me and my homie can get this thing going, you know, I can drop new tracks, you know. So that would be tight. It would be like there's like two different levels of it. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's no like, okay,
Yeah,
2
I
years
guess.
ago, 3, I don't know, 1 year ago, like it's just a day at a time kind of thing.
Yeah, you gotta take it a day at a time.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
it's definitely
cool.
slow. It's definitely slow, like, at first, but that's straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's tight. Like, people don't know your shit. You know, and it's like, that's pretty tight. Most people who hear it are like, oh yeah, it's just tight. But not a lot of people have heard it. Like, so it's kind of tight. You know, it's kind of underground shit. You know,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole thing with like, I feel like we were talking about this, but like with anything, like I feel this with like skating, like the learning curve when you like start something, like you just learn stuff like so fast and you can get to this base level where you like know stuff.
Yeah.
But the last like once you get to like 80%, like getting to 100% is like the hardest part. It's just like when things become like super detailed and
Yeah.
like refined things, and it's like
There's actually a
becoming good versus like becoming great. You know, like
Exactly.
it's kind of it's easy to become good at things. Like you can
Yeah.
become like better than average. Like average people at like anything. Like it's pretty easy to get good at things. You know.
yeah.
But then becoming great, that's like
Oh, that takes.
that's the grind. Like
And bro, there's actually an actual. I gotta find what it's called, but it's a mental thing, I guess, where they graph it like. They do graft it, but I mean, I guess it's not legit, but it makes sense.
yeah.
Where people that are amateur think they're better than they are, and the more they learn, they like it goes down how good they think they are.
Like you start to realize how much you need
Yeah.
to learn.
And then eventually it's like a slow slope to like expert.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Like,
So I
Yeah, I
feel
mean,
like,
it's a lot of work for sure.
I feel that with everything, like with skating, like with art, like it's all like you get into it and then you're like, oh my god, there's so much to this. Like,
bro,
this is insane.
how many times am I talking, bro? Like, damn, bro, I need to do this. I need this. Like, dude, just. But that's what's cool about it. You know, you get better, and then once you do get to the point where you achieve that next goal, and then you on to the next thing. And then, like, that one thing you learn, bro, leads to, like, 3 different things you have to learn. It's just crazy, bro.
It's worth it though. In the end, you know, and it's just like
Yeah.
it's worth it for sure.
Yeah, especially like if you find something you like and it inspires you. Like if, like with you, like just being able to like create stuff. Like
Yeah,
there's
I just
nothing,
got
like-
yeah.
I hit you up all the time, just like I need sound to this thing, and it's just an idea. Like it's never like fully, it's never even like close to being formed when I throw it at you, and then you just like turn something out of nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say, bro, this new album is definitely a step in the right direction, bro. Like, how'd you come up with the name? And for those that don't know, what is the name of this project?
We call it Vortex Bandits. And
Vortex Bandits.
yeah,
Okay. And everybody, if you're watching, if you're listening, we got in front here a
got
sleeve
the
or a
mask.
mask that
Yeah.
Andreas here designed,
Oh yeah.
and it has elements from the cover. So. Yeah, so if you guys are interested in buying one, yeah, definitely hit us up.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's up on the website now, technically, but I gotta get better pictures, so there'll be more shit up too.
Yeah.
But actually, technically, I think you can get it. I think you can go to the website and I think you can buy it. And I would definitely ship that shit out. I got tons of those.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, like, just like the progression has been cool, like, because we've made a bunch of stuff since this, but like this album, like,
Yeah.
there was a lot that went into it, and like ideas just kind of like spurred. So like, so it's called Vortex Bandits, and like it's this kind of this tunnel, and with all these ghosts coming up, and each ghost is like for the songs. Like there's a ghost for each song, and it kind of just happened.
Oh,
like,
what?
It
Bro, you didn't say this to me. I saw, like, when you were
Yeah.
working, I was like, yo,
Well,
this
that's-
is sick.
when I was working on it, that was not like the original intent, and this is like how it evolved. Like it's
Oh,
crazy.
that's
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, I put Andreas through the ringer for sure. Like, there was a lot of back and forth, man. Like, a lot of work done.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of work, probably most people just, like, look over, but that's straight. Like, it was just fun to do. Like, whatever. Like, it was just a lot of fun to work on, you know?
Yeah.
Totally. And like I appreciate the back and forth, because I like whenever you ask me to make something, I'll like get it to a point to where like I want to show you it, and I'm like I'm not satisfied with it, but I like have this idea for it, and then like I know like it's just gonna get like you said, like thrown through the ringer, and like it's gonna get all bounced around, and it always comes out like so much cooler, like on a totally another level. Like yeah.
So now it has a whole story to it that we're going to figure out at some point. And, like, or the whole name, like, I think, I was like, Andreas, what should I call it, bro? Because, like, I really don't want to think of anything, really. That was the truth.
Yeah. He's
And then we
like,
just-
shit, I started naming things.
So we just thought about, like, create a list. And then my mom, like, I asked her to think about it. And then she was just up one night. And then it came to her while she was, like, not sleeping or whatever. And I was like, that's pretty tight, you know what I'm saying?
Your mom came up with Vortex Bandits?
Yeah, but it was like a back
That's
and
it.
forth between like me, Andreas, and my mom, like in different, you know what I'm saying, different texts, but like they're just like bouncing ideas around. I'm like, we gotta figure something out.
Yeah.
I'll just give it 2 days or something to figure something.
Did you ever ask her how that came into her head? Like,
I don't know. I think didn't we like me and Andreas did it for a while, and we left off. I think like around Vortex or something like that. I don't even remember. We had a long list going first, and I'm like, I told her about like a couple names, and then we bounced off like a couple names, like me and my mom, and then I bounced it over to Andreas, and then like I was just like, all right, whatever, think about it. And then so I gave her a day or two to think about it, and she was just thinking about it. I guess.
Yeah.
So.
I remember because like you were sending me stuff and like we were thinking of stuff, but then you sent me the stuff your mom thought, and like I was like, damn, like she's like on another level. Like she had some
Well,
good
yeah,
words.
she's pretty smart, man. You know, like she's good. She was like good in school and stuff. So like, you know, good with words, good with
Yeah.
like synonyms and shit. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now, how'd you come up with? Cause bro, I'll say right now that is so high energy. Like the drops drop, bro, and I was sitting there hooping. I'm like, I gotta keep going, bro. Like I gotta sweat. Like this is like fire. I really like Sax Dreams because I'm a huge jazz fan. I love anything, and salsa music has a lot of trumpet. And you implemented, bro, that sax. Is that saxophone? I don't
Yeah,
even know.
dude, that's actually a homie. I actually paid him to do a part on that turn, and yeah, his name's Saxel Rose, but he was a homie. We worked at like this management company together. I think he was an intern. I was an intern too, but he's like super talented, dude. He's like, I don't know, man. He plays with like, you know, Paramore. He was playing. He does all sorts of covers. Yeah, he does all sorts of covers of like popular songs and shit, and gets recognition for it, dude. He's like blowing up right now. You know what I mean? And so I was like, hey, you want to do like some sax on this shirt? He's like, yeah. And I was like, bet. And so that's how that happened. And then he came up with that, and that was super tight. And then the screaming and stuff is like my homie Kevin Shea. He was like in a metal band and stuff. And back when we had the studio in another place, he would come through and like do scream vocals and stuff. So like I said, this stuff's like super long. It took a long time. It was a long process, you know, like years back, you know.
Yeah,
So
that's wild, bro. Like meeting,
Yeah.
so you just a chance meeting. You know, you both intern at the same place.
oh yeah, that shit's pretty
Like
wild.
that's chance, bro. And then you both are like, yeah, let's collaborate on this
And I
project.
knew it too because he was so like reserved, or like not reserved, but like what's the word, bro? Like I don't know. He just had like he knew he was good, but he didn't like show it. You know what I'm saying? And he like kept to himself a little bit. And I'm like, this guy's probably like really talented. Like you could just tell that he just had like that persona, you know.
Hell yeah.
I was just like, damn. But yeah, so he plays really good, you know. So
And are you kind of picky with who you work with in terms of music, or it's just about if you're raw and you got that talent, like let's go.
I think so. This I was just excited to see like what he would come up with, and like it was just cool to have him on the track, really. But I still work with this dude named Brian. He's like this really good rapper. So we're trying to put together some stuff. It's been like a long process with him. But yeah, I'm pretty picky when it comes to rappers and beats and stuff like that. Like I'll sell some beats, but like I'll definitely reserve like some of the hotter ones for like, you know, other rappers that would come through, you know.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, bro. What are some of your favorite tracks from Vortex Bandits? I was like, I had to think about it for a second.
You got a favorite?
I would say Projections is probably my favorite. I fuck with the vibe a lot. Yeah, I think that one's my favorite for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to think. That one definitely are Sax Dreams, just because that was fun.
Yeah.
Just to have that collaboration of different stuff. Like I don't even know what you would call that. Like, what genre you would put that as? You know.
What's the vibe you feel from Projections?
I don't know, man. I just like the vocals a lot. Kind of just like how I did like with the ambience, and like I think that song, like especially for you can hear it in the mix down, like it's a lot loud. That's when I started to learn how to do like louder stuff and like louder and cleaner stuff. Like it was definitely like a split from like, you know, you go through like different waves of progressions. Like I feel like that one was like definitely a different, you know, like you could tell it was like it was better than some of the other ones, you know.
Hell yeah.
In my opinion, that's what I think. Yeah.
I feel like that's like the most interesting part, and like putting this stuff out, because like you make all these pieces and you have your opinions out, but then it's ultimately like up to like whatever everyone else like takes of it, you know?
Yeah, and to be honest with you, like, whatever, if you want to hate, that's straight, and then if people with it, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be cool, you know?
Yeah.
Realistically, I don't care that much, you know? Like, what's it doing sitting here? Like, I could get ready and put it out, you know? 100%.
When did you decide to come up with, like, the whole... Because you said these tracks are old, so when did you decide I'm going to put something together?
I mean, I put an EP together before this, but I think it was like a year ago. I don't remember. Andreas, do you remember when that was? Was it last year? It was like a year and a half.
That was probably at least a year.
Yeah, and I've been dropping music. Like, I drop remixes and stuff. They're all up on SoundCloud. But I don't know, man. I'm always dropping shit. Try to drop shit in a timely order, you know?
Oh yeah. So
I mean, it's a lot of work, you know. I try to do everything myself, which is probably not the best in some cases. So,
yeah. You got a date on this? When's the EP dropping?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just put it out June 30th. You know, Spotify, like iTunes, on my website, all that stuff.
Yeah.
June 30th.
Definitely, because I know you've been working on videos. Like, these things are.
Oh yeah, each song has like video or like an After Effects joint. Like,
yeah.
The Sax Streams has like a live kind of video. But everything else has kind of like an After Effects, like YouTube.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. So June 30th, like, I'm ready, bro.
Yeah.
Check it out, everybody. Yeah, June 30th. Like, I'm telling y'all, listen to it. It's fire. It's like,
definitely, like, we'll be throwing the shit out
yeah,
of it. Like,
if you're doing anything, like, just high energy, like, this is what you need to listen to. And like I said, bro, like, check out 10Drilz page, and we'll post and share some of the stickers and the masks and shirts. You got shirts?
We got shirts.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy's like my favorite.
Andreas,
yeah,
of
bro.
course, is beautiful design.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So check it out. June 30th, 10Drilz.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.